Let's go, let's go. Somebody wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah. We don't need no extra intro.
Didn't work then. It's gonna work now.
That's what makes it a whole lot better.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all ready?
We ready.
Z over there about to break the glass. Here we go, man. Here we go. Something to Smoke To podcast. We about to get it in, man. Another Sunday. It's a playoff Sunday. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. Feeling real good, man. Feeling good, feeling great. I'm Chris, man. And I had a good goddamn week. Let me holler at my brothers, man. Smoke, how you doing, man?
Doing wonderful, man.
You know what it is, what you're smoking, what you're drinking.
Man, I'm smoking on a Fat Bottom Betty. I'm keeping it going for my infused folks out there. Y'all know, y'all know what's going on. Y'all know that the Fat Bottom Betty is a Nicaraguan tobacco.
Yeah.
Wrapped in a good Connecticut Maduro leaf.
I feel you.
Man.
Okay. Somebody did their homework.
Yeah, yes sir. Hey, very sweet at the tip.
I see.
And I like it. And y'all know I'm pairing it with bamboo. Another sweet flavored liquor. Hey.
They still on the bum.
Oh man, I gotta stay on the sweet, man. For all my infused people, I'm in here for you, y'all.
I feel you. Z. Nah. I messed up. Steve. I'm calling Steve Z. Steve, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, fam?
What you smoking, what you drinking?
So today I'm drinking on some 19 Crimes dry red wine, and I'm pairing it with my Pappy Van Winkle. It's a nice peppery cigar. Just love it.
I feel you. You on the red wine. 19 Crimes, Snoop Dogg.
Yes,
Now we're going. We got a few guests in the building, man. Some of my TNA brothers. I just called out one of his name. Z, what's going on, brother?
What's up, my brothers? What's up?
You know what it is, our tradition. What you smoking, what you drinking?
Yes, sir. Right now, I got what I call a daily. It's a kind of like one of those worker man cigars. Flor del Todo.
Okay.
Some couple of fillers, Brazilian, Nicaraguan, Dominican fillers.
Yeah.
It's decent. It's decent. I'm just, like I said, making it one of my dailies. Pairing it with some wine. 19 Crimes. I'm usually I started off as an infused guy, but we'll probably get into that later. But yeah, that's what I'm on.
You started off infused, but you grew the natural, huh?
Yeah, man. I was my first infused was dipped in Hennessy. Shout out to my man.
That's a hell of an infuse.
Right.
Shout out to my man over at the cigar bar on Panola Road. Israel was happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I picked up an infused cigar over there. I was drinking Hennessy and smoking Hennessy at the same time. So I was getting thrown back.
Alright then. We got our other brother in the building. Gamal, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
We call him Moses.
Yeah.
What you smoking, what you drinking, bro?
Rightfully so.
I'm smoking on the Olivia G series. This is my first time smoking it. It's pretty good thus far.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that goes in depth with a cigar. I just try different things. If I like it, I like it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I got started. And my palate has changed, as my brothers would tell me.
Yeah.
New stuff.
What you drinking?
Things.
You got about
now that's one thing.
two drinks over there, don't you?
Exactly. That's one thing. When I get to drinking, if I find something I like it, I kind of stick with it for a good little minute. And right now I'm on that bullet.
Yeah.
And I'm probably doing some dangerous stuff, and I'm mixing it up with a little wine right here.
Yeah, you probably won't be driving tonight.
Right.
Like always. Yeah.
We do not advocate for drinking and driving.
No, we do not.
Trav on the boards. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's good? What you found?
You know what the drill, man. What you smoking? What you drinking?
Smoking that LFD, Analasian Bull. Really good. Pairing it up with some bamboo like smoke.
Yeah.
It's good.
You on some sweet shit too, huh? How's the bull smoking for you?
It's good. It's good. It's a little bit of a tight draw, but I think it'll open it up.
Okay.
He did say LFD, not LS.
He said LFDZ.
You didn't quite understand.
We see what your mind is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm smoking the 1964 Padron Natural. This is the Pyramid. This is actually a box I got from AG Cigars that was in there from 2004. So this is an aged cigar. I've been smoking them up since I bought the box, man. It's smoking wonderfully. I'm also pairing it with the Zacapa 23. We going, man. Something to Smoke 2 podcast. I gotta go back to my brothers over there, Z and Gamal. Get them to introduce themselves a little bit. Tell the fans a little bit, something about them. How you doing, brother? What's up, Z? Tell the people about you, man.
What's up, y'all? My name is Zarek. I'm a twin. Small country town, Eatonton, Georgia, and been up in Atlanta since '93. I'm an actor. I started off in the industry as a musician, a singer, and everything, but now I'm focusing on the acting thing.
Yeah.
Been in a couple of big things. Game Night, which came out in 2018. Been on the series of Atlanta.
Okay, you was on Atlanta, huh?
Yeah, Atlanta played the homeless man.
Yeah.
I remember you on that
car.
They totally caught,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. I moved over into the neighborhood and met some wonderful guys who I rock with to this very moment.
Hey, man.
I moved into this neighborhood in 2018, 2019, something like that, and met Smoke first time. I mean, seemed like he just welcomed me like he was my brother.
Yeah.
All day.
Yes, sir.
And he introduced me to the rest of the family, which is Neighborhood 8. So,
Hey, you've been a brother ever since, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all check out Z online, man. He's an actor and he do these skits, man. They are hilarious, brother.
You want to go ahead and drop your Instagram one time?
Yeah, tell them where they can see you at.
My Instagram page is Zerrick_Williams. Zerrick, ZERRICK_Williams.
I'm pretty sure they'll remember that.
Yes, sir.
Gamal, tell the people about yourself, bro.
All right, Gamal. And they're going to laugh at this because I said it already, like Gamal. I'm going to say my job is to service the community.
Yeah.
The young community.
I feel you.
I'm not going to go into detail with that, but I enjoy it.
As long as you ain't serving them nothing.
Nah, not doing that.
I got you.
Yeah, but
I'm your neighborhood.
and like
Right.
Z, I know about the neighborhood 8 through Smoke. In fact, he's my wife's cousin.
Okay.
And,
It's our family.
Yeah, it's family. In fact, the community's family. I mean, they welcome me with open arms. Hey, come on over the 4th of July. We got something going on. We got something on the grill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you blame us for your cigar habit, huh?
Definitely. And hey, do not mess around with Chris. He will mess you up. You can spend it out the pocket,
I concur.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? We'll probably go into detail later on.
Oh yeah, we definitely will, man. Steve, how your week been, bro?
That's been a pretty solid week, man. Traveling on the road this week. Tuesday, coming back on Friday. So it was long, but couldn't wait to get back and do our normal Friday routine.
Yeah. We enjoy our Fridays, Wednesdays, and every other day we get together. Smokey, how your week been, man?
Man, it's been a pretty good week, man. Full week, running behind the kids in sports, like always. And, last night just had to go out a little bit, take the old lady out. You got to get your date night in.
You trying to keep it hot?
Yeah. Got to keep that spice up, baby.
Keep the spice up. Yeah,
tried out a little dine and paint place called what it was, Dine and Design.
Dine and Design.
Yeah.
That's in Atlanta, in the city?
Yeah, in the city. Real nice. Over there by Pont City Market.
Okay.
That's similar to the sipping paint.
Yeah, sipping paint,
Yeah.
something like sipping paint. Man, and then we went out to Pont City Market and just had a little time at the vegan bar.
Okay, but you're not vegan.
No, I'm not vegan, but I'm kind of taking it into consideration, man. I'm trying to get away from meat a little bit, but it's a hard process for me because I'm a griller. I love my grill.
This is the same man that told us during Christmas he was gonna cook a deal.
Well, man, this is a little thing. Sometimes you gotta change. Try to lose some of this weight.
Hey, change for the better.
Love handles get a little thick.
Just something to hold on to.
All you gotta do is take bread and potatoes out your mouth.
It's the bread and potatoes. That's what it is.
Hey, you know how it is, man. Just trying to stay cautious. But had a great week this week, man. Cannot complain. Yeah, it was a rainy day today, but we got through it. What y'all think?
Yeah, I ain't worried about no rain, man. We inside. We inside, brother. Trav, how you week, man?
Pretty good, man. Got a few things checked off the to-do list. Spend a little time with the family,
Yeah.
Just real low, mild weekend. Nothing over the top.
Okay. Well, I done kept it low myself. I've been really getting this podcast together and doing different things so we can make sure we launch this thing right.
Yes, sir.
Something to Smoke To podcast, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving this cigar, man. I'm loving this Zacapa. We're gonna have us a good time tonight, man. It is the playoffs. Steve, what's up, brother?
Yeah. I just want to bring something up. Smoke, I'm going to defer this one to you, but one of our subscribers was asking us about how we feel about the Fat Bottom Betty. And so you smoking it, so I want you to give your feedback to George from North Carolina.
Oh, man, George, I say this, man. Fat Bottom Betty is a hit or miss sometimes.
Shout out to George.
Sometimes you get them, they don't smoke as well, but then sometimes you get them, they a great smoke. And it's a lot of flavor at the tip of them. Get in the middle a little bit, might mild down, but I think it's a good cigar for those that's starting off. Yeah. And man, I think that it'll get you to the place that you need to be for like those beginners, man. I really love the cigar, man. Keep smoking, keep tuning in to us, man, and I'm gonna keep hitting infused for you to sift through and get a different feel on, man.
Yeah, shoot some recommendations.
Yeah, and you really never can go wrong with the Drew Estate when it comes to the infused cigars. So don't limit your palate to that Fat Bottom Betty, because Smoke, I know you got a couple other ones you're always talking about out there from Drew Estate.
I say, man, you get out there and you touch that Java mint. You get your Isla del Sol.
That's where I started at.
Yeah, man.
You like that mint,
about your tried and true, your tobacco.
Yeah, and you could get that tobacco. It's been doing a little hit or miss here lately too. But I like the dog.
Haven't been missing, man.
At all.
Yeah, the Java's never miss, man. That's a great infused cigar, man. Yeah. For all my infused smokers, man, that I feel like that's one of the top infused cigars.
Yes, it is.
Java.
I think that's probably like the intro to like a regular cigar that's not infused. If you want to start off with the Javas and then try a cigar that's not infused, that's a good gateway.
Yeah, because the Javas are gonna be infused, but they got that Maduro hit to it, so there's some strength in there. So that'll be a good transition cigar.
That Java might take you up to the top, get you a little bit of cigar high,
Right.
Definitely. And it's a strong cigar at the same time.
Hey, well, George, I hope that answers your question, brother. We got a couple of infused experts in the building. Not experts, but we experienced with the infused too. I'm probably the rookie on infused because I don't smoke that many of them. But
stay away from that Henny infused.
yeah, he go with that. He must have put the shit in Hennessy.
Right. That's all it did.
It's a terrible cigar. It is, I've had it before. It is really a terrible cigar.
He took a Philly and dipped it in a Hennessy and called it a Hennessy infused.
Has anybody tried that Maker's Mark infused?
Yep, I've had that.
That's pretty good.
That's
though.
pretty
I like
decent.
that one.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah. You don't have to keep pulling your mic down.
Yeah. Don't mess with the mic, bro.
I want to make sure the world hear me. Make sure the world hear me.
Hey man, y'all know this is unedited. We keep it real. We keep it raw.
Yes, we do.
This is the playoff Sunday. We had playoffs yesterday also. The goddamn Chiefs beat the Jaguars. The Eagles beat the Giants. Earlier today, the Bengals beat the Bills. And right now, we got rivals in the room. We got the 49ers, my team, versus the Cowboys, which is Steve's team, which, of course, if y'all been watching the podcast, y'all saw him watching the damn Cowboys on his phone last week.
I'm watching it right now.
while we
I'm
record.
watching it right now.
But we got it on the big screen right now because it's a rivalry. So, what you think, Steve, man? What you think y'all gonna do, man?
I don't know, man. I just hope it's a tough game. I already see Purdy done been sacked one time out there, so we done both punted the ball. So that's a good sign of seeing a good game. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Cowboys, but I really want to see a solid game because I'd say the Bills game was disappointing.
Yeah.
I'd say the Eagles game was disappointing just from the
As far as it being a beatdown and stuff.
It
like
was, and you probably expected that from the Eagles against the Giants. I'm not gonna say I expected it from the Bills and the Bengals. What I love is that it seems like everybody underestimated the Bengals, and they said we ain't nobody's underdog, and came in there and punched somebody in the face in their own house.
That seemed to be the trend, like this year. I mean, last year transitioning into this year. A lot of the underrated or the teams that are quote unquote the underdog has been showing their ass.
Oh yeah, they have, and the Bengals.
Speak of
they
the
got
Cowboys.
I'm
not saying it like that. I'm just saying like
I know we're going against the Cowboys.
They was kind of low in the rankings to make it up to the top, but they got there. I feel like the Cowboys put in work.
No, they had a great record. It was only because of the Eagles that they came in as a wild card team.
Yeah, they came in as wild card.
In with
that's what I'm saying.
5 losses, I think it was.
That wasn't a shot on y'all cowgirls out there. That wasn't a shot.
And now he going. Well,
did anybody see the Falcons this weekend? Oh
Hey,
I am a 49ers fan.
One in here now, 3 against 1.
Leave them Falcons alone now. Leave them Falcons alone.
I'm gonna let the people know. I'm a 49ers fan. Steve is the Cowboys fan, but we got 3 Falcon fans in here talking about playoffs. Steve, do they have room to talk about the playoffs?
They shut that shit up, man. He born and bred Atlanta, Georgia, man.
I am, man. I love the Hawks, the goddamn Georgia Bulldogs. I love the Braves. I got the Braves hanging up in
Hey,
here.
but you got to give it to our brothers. They loyal to their team. They tried and true to their team.
We going to the moon.
They are committed to losing.
But I've loved the 49ers since I was young, so I'm riding with them.
Hey, listen.
So the Smoke 2
Cowboys
podcast.
ain't been to the playoff. Super Bowl since 95, 96.
Who that?
How many victories we have though? I just want to put that out there. How many y'all have?
man.
I mean, y'all won the first half of a Super Bowl. Matter of fact, you won the first 3 quarters of Super Bowl. Matter of fact, you won it into the 4th quarter.
Hold on now.
Matter of fact, you won it damn near all the way to the end.
Oh.
But then what happened?
See, that's why I didn't want the Falcons players to even say nothing, because it's gonna go left. We gonna start talking about 28 and 3 and all kind of shit that y'all don't want to hear.
I got that saved on my text. I got that emoji saved for y'all. Randomly.
Hey, look at what your boys doing though right now. They giving up yardage, man.
Hey,
It's 0 to 0.
It's too early, man. Too early.
It's too early, and we got the boy Brock Purdy starting. I'm still curious about what he gonna do, but I gotta say he's been doing a great job filling in for Garoppolo, which Garoppolo of course took over for Lance. So we really don't have no expectations because he is a rookie quarterback, but he's doing an amazing job.
But I want to say one thing.
What's that?
You know, Shanahan took the Falcons to the Super Bowl, right?
He did, and he about to take the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
But the same thing he did to us. I just want to let the 49ers fans know he's going to do the same thing to y'all.
No, he actually likes San Francisco. But
He got a point.
he actually
Fuck
like
Mike
being on the
Shanahan.
West Coast, you know, the sun and
Blame
shit.
it all on him.
Something to Smoke 2 podcast, man. We still going. Shit, Steve, crack that door for me, brother. It get a little smoky in here when all us in here, man.
Yeah, man. Let's
Keeping it in the sports realm. This week. Yeah, I know Smoke, Travis, and Gamal gonna have something to say about this. My man Ed Reed, man. At first, shout out to Ed Reed, man, Hall of Famer, man. He also, I want to let y'all know before I even get into it. He got a cigar coming out, ER Fine Cigars. I'm looking forward to that one. It's rolled by Placencia. I think Placencia is behind that, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Congratulations.
But he had other aspirations too, man. He wanted to go and follow in the steps of Dion and coach at a HBCU. He wanted to go to Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, he went on a rant on his Instagram saying, you know, how the conditions of the gym and the area, the football field and all of that was just pretty much trash. And he, you know, he's a passionate brother. So he was using the curse words, and he just kind of went off about the conditions of Bethune-Cookman. And now it has developed, as of yesterday, that the people at Bethune-Cookman has kind of forced him out of the position. And he gave a passionate YouTube or Instagram live video speech about, you know, getting kicked out, that he ain't choose this and this is what they choosing to do, and he just really want to help the kids. I want to push this over to Trav first. How you feel about that? Because he is our HBCU grad.
Well, man, big Ed Reed fan from, you know, all the way back to University of Miami. I think that it's different sides to the story.
Yeah.
You know, you have one side, which is going to be the HBCU family, where the rant was probably credible, but I still think that most of the HBCU community felt that should have been an in-house issue taken up, not brought to social media. I think that his post was basically more so directed to the hagglers on social media, not so much to the school and directly to the administration. It was more so to the, I would say, the people that was coming at him on social media.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's different sides. Everybody feel a different way. My stance on it is, everything that he said, you know, is it true? Was his office dirty? Is the conditions so poor that, you know what I'm saying?
Mean, he don't seem like no liar.
No. I mean, video shows it, but at the same time, they did have a hurricane come through there, and the school have been having some financial situations.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's gonna be more to the story, but you know, social media always blow up the negative part. So
they are, man, but the school did push him out. Gamal, you also went to college. I don't know if you went to HBCU, but how you feel about it, brother? He said,
this situation, this situation is, I mean, I understand both sides of it, but he does not, or I want to say HBCUs do not have the same funding as PWIs. So, I mean, I would rather him build it as Deion Sanders did. I believe the money would have followed him, but he expected something totally different because he just came from Miami.
Yeah, but did you understand his frustration?
I understand the frustration, but you got to look at the whole situation. And
You
say,
being a servant of the kids.
the servant of the kids. You got to build it. They don't have the same funding as a PWI, so you're coming into a situation where they can't get the funding just as quickly as a PWI. You got people who want to give to the school with PWIs versus HBCUs. So
Right.
We can get a little deeper than that, but I'm gonna leave.
Well, that's what we here to do, brother. Something to Smoke 2 podcast. We don't mind going deep, bro.
Like Travis said, it's a lot more to it than what is in the on the media, Instagram. I do know that he was going through his contract and he wanted some things for the kids. I don't think it can happen as quickly as he wanted it to.
Yeah.
I think he should have sat still for a little bit and it would have came. But He's still in contract. He's still talking about his contract, even though they gave him the job.
So
he didn't last a month.
Can I ask a question?
A month into his contract.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
and then we'll get to Z.
It was still negotiation.
So y'all feel like he kind of was doing like Deion to kind of bring the awareness to it to get the people to move their feet?
I think he wanted to get them to move their feet, but at the same time, the way he did it might come off offensive to people. But he thinking, man, I'm a coach. Like,
And that's my thing.
I ain't here to sugarcoat shit.
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's like, why is telling the truth or putting the truth out? I know there's ways to do it, man, but you know, if you're bombarded or feel like you're overwhelmed with things that you don't agree with, it's gonna come out. That's the human part. You know, it's the human side of people. You're gonna lash out. You're gonna let somebody know because you're trying to release all that pressure and stress that you're going through day to day with whoever you're working for or whoever.
I don't think he came into the job knowing that it's going to take time. He wanted things to change immediately.
Well, no, he said it was going to be.
He just wanted them to clean up.
He said he knew that it was going to be a job where they're going to have to put a lot into bringing the school back to where it once was. But I don't think he thought it was that far down. And then the not so much of the support that he thought they should have gotten for the football team to get it up and going. I think the rate of speed that he wanted it done, I don't think the campus was ready to get it done like that.
And I believe they believe in education first, whereas PWIs believe that the football team is going to bring them money. Well, HBCUs the football team doesn't bring them money immediately.
No. The football team do bring in the majority of the sports money. It's just not. It can't compete with P5s. Okay. You know, but at the same time, when it comes down to that situation, I think that it was more of they didn't like how he got his frustration off, and I think they used the contract to get him up out of there. He had pushed for more funding, more facilities, more things for the football team that they weren't willing to meet. And in doing that, they never did work out the back and forth and negotiations for his contract. So
my question is why though?
I think it's been one because it's like
they were offended the wrong people too early.
HBCUs don't like to be shamed in public. And like
there you have it.
I'm an FAMU alumni, and I know that's one thing that FAMU do not like is bad press. And one of the things to get that school to take action in a situation is to have some bad press on it, and they're quick to do that PR setup.
So they want to put on the shiny suit and don't want to have deodorant on?
No, I got a little.
Go ahead.
I feel like HBCUs fought to be able to educate black kids. You got to understand why HBCUs are around. It's to educate black kids. They never been powerful on the sports side of things. They've been powerful with putting black kids into positions in the work field so that they can have the equal chances that everybody else have in the work field.
Right.
So now that you have football coming into the situation, that is just something that we could put on the social media form of this situation.
Okay. But to see, that's the thing. Football, sports have always been in HBCUs because that's all we had until we were allowed to matriculate to.
Well, yeah, and then a lot of pros came out of HBCUs.
So
a lot of pros.
It isn't so much that they only focus on education. More doors are being opened that were closed, like more ESPN coverage, more NIL opportunities.
Deion helped with that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's moving, but don't get it twisted. Football on a HBCU level has always been football. It go back to Grambling, Southern.
If you haven't been to one of them games, they some of the best.
You just can't compare the revenue generated by the football program, but the hype and the pride has always been there.
This is where I disagree.
Hold on, we're gonna get Gamal and then we're gonna get Z. Y'all talking over each other.
Okay.
What you say, Gamal?
Me growing up in Atlanta, you got the AU Center. You know what I mean? I believe that it was more so the football was more so the band than it was football.
Yeah, but where did the band perform?
The band did a good job of football
it goes
too.
hand in hand.
They go hand in hand.
That was tough in Atlanta though.
Yeah, but football we don't get the same marketing on TV. We don't get the same ESPN.
But that's because your football programs aren't on those levels. Y'all don't on the like. FAMU used to play Tennessee State every year in the Atlanta Classic here in Atlanta, and
that used to be on like BET.
That was like one of the biggest HBCU games in Atlanta, and y'all have Morehouse,
But it was always the band.
Other HBCUs here.
Everybody wanted to go because of the band.
Right.
It was always
right, but it's event. The bands have been the pride of the football era for HBCUs because
it's the music.
I actually was in the Marching 100, and it was something to show up to your hotel and you got everybody in the lobby, everybody around the band. The band has been a thing of pride for HBCUs.
For sure.
And now that the football team is now starting to get that pub, starting to get the NIL, starting to get the funding, you see the fields are starting to level. Like with the Jackson State, the big game between FAMU, that wasn't just band, that was football and band.
But me being here in Atlanta, we always said we wanted to go to the band event. It was more so the band than it was the football. But Eric Reed or E. Reed wanted to be more about the football. But I believe HBCUs are more.
Yeah, he trying to help them kids get exposure.
Yeah, he trying to get exposure.
That's true. But
I just think
what say Z?
He wanted to be fair. You know what I mean? That's what he's fighting for. That's what he's speaking out against.
Yeah,
it's unfair.
Put the mic to your face.
We need the money though.
He wanted to be fair across the board, not just for the students, but for the team too. You know, he's bringing people.
I agree. But it takes time. That's not overnight. I believe if he would have spent more time there, it would have came. That's what Deion Sanders
he ain't the
did.
only one that's been fighting. I bet you there was whoever came before him. Who was the coach before him?
I'm not sure where Jackson State.
I'm sure they was fighting for the same thing.
But I mean, even when you look at like FAM in Tallahassee, when I think FSU was going through their down period in F football, FAMU was up. Some would say we hired the right Willie, but like I say, the football aspect is starting to catch up with the band now with the being on TV, the money generated by TV and ticket sales, it's starting to level out. But back then, you gotta understand, the only thing that was polarized was the band, because you couldn't view the football game unless you were online or you went to the game.
Right.
But the band, you can see us everywhere.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
I think the football team, with him being there, being a big name, it would have eventually got there. But he wanted D1 school money and what they got to show their facilities. He wanted that immediately.
No, I'll push back on that. I don't think he wanted that. I think that's the direction he wanted to get the program in. I just don't think that he had the support that he thought he would have coming through the door, or the school push for him to,
he wanted a motherfucker to clean up. What's going on, Steve, man? Hey, I see you raising your head. What you got going on, bro?
Yeah, I'm like in school over here.
I got something to say.
I was trying to be in the street till you put me on blast. So
look at you. Hey, he got something to say.
There. But so did Ed Reed maybe jump the gun? He doesn't have the credibility that a Deion had yet. Deion didn't come out the gate screaming that right there. You got to have something to stand on. That's like
Deion came out talking shit, but he ain't talking like Ed did.
Yeah, he came out talking trash, but he backed it up with the play. So did he start talking trash before the game? Or did he start to establish himself with a winning record before he started running his mouth?
Actually, he started, I wouldn't say he talking trash. He started talking about the things that the school lacked when he first got there, with the football field, the actual football athletic facilities weren't up to par. And I think Ed Reed tried to follow that same mode. It's just he don't have that same, I would say, celebrity status to actually pull that off.
That's my point. He doesn't have that credibility. It's like you first come into a company you work for and nobody really knows who you are. Granted, he's a named person. I get all that, but you ain't Deion Sanders, and you come in there bucking up on day one. You likely not to be around.
He's a Hall of Fame safety.
I get that, but he hasn't. I don't want to say he hasn't proven anything, because Deion didn't when he first came on ground either. But maybe he's just jumping ahead too soon. You know, maybe
Correct me if I'm wrong. Deion Sanders came from high school to HBCU, whereas
he coached at high school.
Reed came from Miami.
No, I get that part. But
Ed Reed didn't come from Miami. He was like
he was a consultant.
He was an off-field. He had an off-field position.
He saw the facilities though.
I mean, he saw the facilities, but I don't. If you really listen to him, he wasn't talking about more so what they didn't have and what they should have. It was more so the condition of what they had and their lack of motivation to make it better.
Can we agree that HBCUs do not have the same money or
Absolutely.
the same?
I think he took that job knowing that.
Yeah.
Because
they don't have the funding, but
when you look at his salary, he was walking around saying that he paid to clean up most of the stuff.
That's money though.
I feel like 25 days ain't enough for making no change.
Nah,
it ain't.
So
you barely got your feet wet.
Right. And then you got to give Deion Sanders said he was giving them 3 strong years, and he gave them 3 strong years. So if he gonna complain, he put the wins on the table.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And actually, to give him credit, he said he was gonna give them two strong years, but end up giving them 3.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said what you was gonna do. You produced, so you got room to complain.
2 years versus 3 weeks.
Deion definitely had room to complain.
So that's what we saying. You know.
So let me ask you this. So let's say they accepted the amendment that he wanted in this contract. Everything went smooth. How long do you all think that it would have took to turn that program around?
2 years.
2 years at least.
2 years.
2 years.
It depends on what he turned out on the field.
Exactly.
Right. And,
are you winning?
Recruit.
And you got to look. Deion was bringing in D1 players.
And Deion was putting his own money up too.
Yeah, that too.
But that's what
I truly think Ed Reed could have brought in good players too. Now
I don't think
Ed Reed was trying to beat Prime.
I don't think.
The only way to beat Prime is to bring.
I think he got
I think he was trying to take his mold and follow the same
I think he
format.
tried to take the mold, like he's saying, the mold of Deion and run with it the same way. I don't think
Just went
he
too
tried
far
to-
too fast.
Yeah, too far, too fast.
But he definitely planted a seed.
Get your
Somebody
contract
else
signed
will come
first.
and
Yeah,
water
you
it
didn't
and,
have to sign a contract.
God, universe, God will bring the increase.
right.
It'll get changed though. I guarantee
Build
that.
it, they will come.
I believe he should have got the opportunity, even though he gave his internet rant. Something to Smoke 2 podcast, man. We're going to keep this thing moving because we can talk about that all day.
Yes, sir.
We're going to keep it in the sports realm. Shannon Sharp. Another Hall of Famer, man. If y'all didn't watch the game, I think that, what was that, Friday?
Yeah, that was on Friday. That was on Friday. Y'all was playing dominoes.
The Lakers and the Grizzlies. Oh my God. So Shannon Sharp gets in a near altercation with half of the Grizzlies team and Ja Morant's dad. Like it got crazy for a minute, man. I want to go around the room and see how y'all feel about the near altercation with Shannon Wright. You know, Shannon was over there saying, I want all the smoke. I bet you want, all the fighting terms. Shannon was ready, man. I don't think the Grizzlies could have handled him, really. I think Shannon would have been like Black Panther and knocked out half on him. But, let me see what y'all say, man. Smokey, what you think about that, bro?
Man, I watched this over and over since you had sent the topic, man. And I feel like Shannon Sharp is a LeBron fan.
Yes.
He is.
And,
he's a loyal fan.
And my thing is, there's shit talk in basketball.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I felt like Shannon Sharp started his conversation with shit talk, telling Dylan Brooks, you're too small to guard LeBron James.
But
because he's an advocate for LeBron James.
Yeah, but should Dylan come back with the F-bomb, the F you? Should he respond like that and you playing?
That's
That's called competitiveness to me.
Yeah.
I feel like now what's going too far is LeBron putting the tweet out.
The aftermath.
Yeah, the aftermath. if fuck you was a person.
Shout out to Aunt Shay saying, man, hey.
Sharp is my guy. So, I mean, man, friendly competition, man. That's how I see it. Hey, man, we got to have a little altercation to make the game. Hey, let's go back to Jordan. Them they fought all the time. So, hey, man,
they did.
But they also on the court.
Yeah,
that's the players on the court. So when Dylan Brooks said what he said, I'm pretty sure he kept walking. Shannon Sharp is the one that decided he needed to be on the floor after that. So
because Steven Adams and then John Morant got in it, and
I get it. So the jaw jacking is one thing, but do you? What kind?
But
is
they
it? Is
came
it?
over there to diffuse the situation.
I get it, but is it a good look that you're gonna? First of all, you took over the game.
I'm not sure.
You a fan in the stands and you took over the game. Because if you wasn't Shannon Sharp and you was just somebody else over there, it'd be a way different game. Because I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharp didn't leave the building. I'm pretty sure he sat back.
Shannon showed he got some power. He came right back in.
Yeah, but the whole game stopped. An average fan is gone. I remember a fan said something about one of LeBron's kids and was escorted out of the building because LeBron said something. So why is Shannon Sharp? It's just a bad look that you get to come on the court and maybe he didn't cross the line onto the court. I don't remember that portion at all. But it literally stopped the game and it became a topic of conversation. And we're gonna see what it does on.
ESPN
no Fox Sports.
Oh yeah.
I mean, tomorrow. I think he probably gonna get the normal apology. This, that, and the other. I should have composed myself.
Skip Bayless is gonna criticize him. I think him and Skip gonna be arguing tomorrow.
What you think about that, Zebo, man? What's on your mind?
Well, man, I'm gonna go a little bit off of that incident, but
you want to go off the beaten path.
You know what? I'm sick and tired of.
Gave your direction.
The Will Smiths and the Shannon Sharps. Feeling like they.
Did you put Shannon in the same boat with Will?
Yeah. He didn't necessarily slap the dude, but I'm just saying there's a time and place for everything.
Shannon's gonna put them.
He did start.
Why did you do that to Skip? There's a time and place. So you didn't do that on the show.
Well, no. I'll give Shannon some credit. When Skip said what he said,
that was a different.
Shannon glasses flew off, and everybody know when the glasses fly off. That mean I'm ready. That mean I don't want this glass in my face if we get to swing.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna do that. I'm just saying, man. Like, I mean, come on, man. Calm yourself down, and control yourself. But hey, I guess he just, he got caught up in the game. You know what I mean?
If the players are doing it, I think it's okay. But you got a fan on the sideline, regardless of who he is. I don't think there's no place for that. LeBron's gonna have his back because that's his boy. But I'm sure he was like, man, that ain't no place for you. To be on that court, man, to take away from the game.
Exactly.
And players are always going to antagonize fans. Fans are always going to antagonize players. True. But there's a hefty price to pay as a fan when you do that, because you get escorted out of a building, and he didn't because of who he is, and it detracted from the game, man. So maybe it's just not a good look, at least from my perspective. I get the heated emotion.
That's why I compared it to the Will Smith, because Will Smith didn't get escorted out of the Oscars either.
No, he didn't. But Will got some power too. He obviously showed that. I mean, hell, he won the damn best movie of the year or some shit, best actor of the year. But John Morant's
his most recent movie too.
John Morant's dad decided to, step up for his son, because I guess Shannon said something to his son.
He didn't get escorted out either.
No,
I just want to put that out there.
No,
he didn't escorted out either.
He didn't. Actually, they apologized, I guess, and pieced it up at the end to show everything was all right. But Shannon still looked like he was ready.
Yeah, but Shannon is passionate anyway, man. Come on, we all know.
And John
that.
Morant popped off at him too now, because I think after the one with Dylan Brooks, before John Morant's daddy was involved, it was John Morant talking shit over there to Shannon Sharp, and it looked like his daddy was heavily involved when I don't think he really was. I don't think he was. He looked like a focal point when we was watching it on Friday, because first he's tall as shit, so you see him sticking out of the crowd too.
Hey man, Shannon getting it in, man. He is a avid Lakers fan, and he's definitely a LeBron fan.
Yes, sir.
Moving along, man, keeping it in the sports realm. This next guy. I ain't even know if I really wanted to ask this question, but I gotta ask, because of his antics this week. What the hell is wrong with Antonio Brown, man? Hold on, man. Before y'all answer that question, I'm gonna give you a few things he has done just this year. We ain't gonna even go back in the past. But in May, he exposed himself in a Dubai hotel, the Armani Hotel, I believe. He exposed himself in the pool to a young lady out there. And then in December, I guess he threw the shoe at his ex ponytail, and then he got arrested for that. I think that was November. And now, here we go, January. He starts the year off right by by showing explicit photos of a woman giving him oral sex on Snapchat. How y'all? What you thinking, Z, man?
You know, when I was in the music industry, man, they had what was called artist development, and they taught you how to speak. They taught you how to act in certain situations, how to carry yourself. It wasn't just about the music, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like, you know, some of these players, man, I think they need to go through some type of sports etiquette or some type of sports something, man, to help them.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Antonio Brown, that your young guy, he should have learned that a long time ago.
Yeah. Why though?
See that?
Why?
I mean,
Why you believe him, Mom?
I mean, he's still human.
Yeah,
Just because
but-
you're in the line.
Yeah, I think you passed that mark a long
but
time ago.
Humans know when they break the law. Like you put.
Literally.
People gonna be people.
Now he do say his phone was hacked, but I don't believe that phone.
this
hacked.
dude
Nah,
got
That's just my
several
opinion.
sexual assaults out there.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but
the defense is getting hard to defend him lately, man.
You know what I mean?
but everything that you said, he was just being some of our homeboys. They gonna just do whatever. They don't care who's.
I got a
who's
few
filming
homeboys
them.
in this neighborhood. They don't expose
Well, not in
themselves
this
in the pool.
neighborhood.
Because you said that some people feel privileged or like they, you know,
Like they're untouchable.
untouchable. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they make a certain amount of money and they, you know.
Yeah,
But I feel like some people got to stay in the limelight, whether it's negative or positive.
Yeah.
there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
To me and you, we like, man, this dude crazy, but he might have he know what he's doing.
He's being
And,
him
and,
though.
and my thing is that keeps him in the limelight. That keeps him being talked about.
Hey.
So I don't know if it's that, or I heard a young guy talking about that CTE may be the problem, but
So you think he being hit in the head too much?
hey man,
He forgets what
blame
he's
it on-
doing.
I think it's
Hey,
a,
man, you can blame it on so many things.
That's
I
not
don't
most
know.
wide receivers, though. Most wide receivers don't suffer from CTE.
Yeah, right.
but I believe he's just another Kanye West. Like nobody.
Well, he
believes-
actually works for Kanye. He's the chairman of Donda Sports.
And I think negativity is the limelight is positive or negative.
But nobody.
Whichever
some-
one gets you the light, they gonna take either way, and that's what I feel like is going on with this situation.
Some people just don't care about the limelight.
The
though.
selling of the
Yeah.
soul.
But that person, that's why we
That's
wore
what
our
it is.
jersey, why we on the field and stuff like that. I mean, we don't know how those people treated him in the moment, but at the end of the day, it's the limelight, bro.
Well, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, man. I believe that attention is the worst drug known to man.
Yeah.
You give somebody too much
about
attention,
attention,
man, they
man.
start wilding. They start feeling invincible. Especially you mix attention with money and actually street cred and all kind of other things that they believe they have.
And he's a rapper, right?
But most
He gotta.
great athletes.
I don't want to call him a rapper. I don't want to I don't want to disrespect my rappers like that.
Yeah, but he called himself a rapper though. But
He is
But most
not
great
a rapper, bro.
Athletes are used to the limelight. They didn't become great out of nowhere. They've been great probably since
They was
day one,
kids.
right?
Yeah.
So they used to the limelight.
yeah,
They
but
like-
if you feeling like that limelight is gonna fizz out, what you gonna do?
Oh
for it?
my god.
I don't think. I don't.
If you
Wait
feel
a
like-
minute, wait a minute.
My opinion is I don't think they are care. They care about being.
who
them
team-
in social
who team
media.
is
Steve,
he
you saw
on?
that? What the hell is wrong with him? man?
who team is he on?
He'll tell you anytime. I already made my money. I got my
Yeah, I
money.
ain't asked you that. I said, what team is he on?
You don't
He
care.
has some bad voodoo.
He cares
on.
about that sport, bro.
Why? Why?
Because that's his sport, bro.
He
That's
care
his
about
game.
what sport?
Football.
T.O. still care about football.
He don't care about
Yeah, but
football. He
T.O.
took off
has
his
put in
jersey
work.
in the middle of the game and ran out the
Way
stadium.
more work than him.
Are you telling me AB hasn't put in the work?
He has, but I'm just saying though, he ain't able to get that limelight no more. So what limelight is he chasing?
Why? He don't. But he just being him. He was doing it in the locker room. He
Hey,
was
man.
filming himself going live in the locker room. He don't care nothing about the limelight. It just come with it. He used to it.
Actually, I got to push this over to Trav because Trav got a interesting history with Antonio Brown. They actually went to the same high school in Miami, I believe.
Yeah.
Trav, has he always been this way?
I would say no. I think being at Pittsburgh, he slowly developed into this character or this social media thirst of always wanting attention.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. He's taking it found level like lately. Like it just, I think he just, this is his way of promoting whatever he's doing. As long as he keep his name in the media, good or bad, you know. As long as it's he's still trending on Twitter doing whatever. And as soon as he's not, he do something else.
Right. So that's
There's always something. It's another antic every time, man.
Does he believe he deserved it? Most people who are underdogs, who did not get the limelight, they fight. I mean, they say, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. Like, don't forget who I am. Like, these. You say he came from your high school. He went to the small. What school did he go to?
He went to Miami Norland.
What school is that? That ain't D1.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question, then we're gonna move on from this.
Okay, go ahead.
Do he owe Tom Brady an apology?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why you don't?
Why does he?
He put the man wife picture, Photoshop picture on his Instagram nude. Like, bro, it's wild. Yeah. Like, would you violate Brady, who helped you win a Super Bowl like that?
Maybe he was saying Brady. She been like that.
No, but don't tell the internet. Man. Send the picture to him. Even though the shit was Photoshop, they say it was fake, bro.
It was fake.
It was fake, man. Hey, I told you it's hard. You try to be his defense attorney, and that's a hard job. What say, Z?
You handle things like men, man. You don't do like bitch shit and do something that'll affect somebody.
I'm definitely gonna have to bleep
friends,
that
right? They was friends, right?
They was friends.
So you don't do that to your friend.
You don't do that to your friend.
Brady said he was hurt by it.
Yeah, man.
But if you friends, then you don't do stuff like that to your friend.
Yeah,
right.
When he came to Tampa Bay, Brady let him stay in his house.
Right.
When he first got there.
Right.
Exactly.
How do we know that he didn't do that in the beginning?
We'll never know that, but I'm just saying.
We'll never know how he acted.
There's a man code, man. You just don't.
He stayed in his house, man. He got him a Super Bowl. He did all kind of stuff for him, and
he picked him up when they was gonna blackball him, bro.
They was gonna blackball him.
Yep.
He picked him. He went and got him. He told them, "Hey, I need y'all to go get him."
Yeah.
So my thing is, you don't shit on a man like that.
That's a man code.
It's toxic behavior, man. Who wants to be a part of that?
Who wants to be a part of that?
Nobody wants to be a part of that, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
We all
Some
know
of the
that
Smoke 2
personally,
podcast,
right?
bro. We still getting it in. Moving along, man, and I'm gonna transition this one because I believe Antonio Brown was raised in a single family home, and I want to transition this one to a podcast I came across this week by Patrick Bet David, and basically he was talking about these statistics of fatherless homes in the USA versus the rest of the world. So this year or last year, the fatherless homes in the USA rose to 23% of all homes versus 7% of the rest of the world. And before we get into this, I'm gonna give y'all a little statistics of what happens to some of these kids, and I want to put out the disclaimer that I am from a single parent home, so I ain't doing this to shit on single parent home because I'm one of the kids that made it out and made some of myself. But some of the things that happen to these kids is, man, kind of horrible, man. I'm gonna start with about 1 in 4 American children live without a father in their home. So that's 1 out of every 4. We got 63% of youth suicides come from fatherless homes. We also got almost 3/4 of American children living in fatherless families will experience poverty before the age of 11, compared to 20% of children raised in two-parent homes. In a study in 1987 found that 60% of rapists were raised in fatherless homes. Wow. 73% of fatherless children say their school grades are worse than others in their classes, and also having a social father doesn't really help. It kind of raises the risk of abuse and neglect. And I want to end off with, since 2016, the percentage of African American children living in fatherless homes has decreased by over 6%. So the narrative that all the black fathers ain't there, that's kind of decreasing. That's reversing as of this generation. I want to see how y'all felt about those statistics, man. Fatherless homes are affecting these kids, and since we have a room full of fathers that are in their home, I want to see how y'all feel about that. What's up, Smokey?
Man,
I know it was a lot. It was a lot.
I toggled back with when I saw this on our list, bro, and I thought about like cousins and plenty other things that went on in my lifetime.
Yeah,
man, I feel like right now in the world I'm in of sports and running behind my kid, I see a lot of fathers. In the neighborhood I'm in, the men, I see great fathers and dudes that will sacrifice a lot for their kids.
right.
So out in the world today, I'm not in the areas where there's fatherless homes, so I didn't have a.
Meaning you don't live around.
Yeah, I don't live around, so I didn't have a big subject on it. But I would say that isn't, and I'm gonna say this, try to say this gracefully, but if child support and all this stuff is angled for mothers that not have the father in the home, is it the United States kind of point us to that?
So you think it's a systematic problem?
Yeah, I just
not
think
an
that
individual.
more like that's why you got so many people that don't have a father in the home, because hey, I give you money if that man is not in the house, and that happened for so long.
Yeah.
So now if this statistic is turning around, I'm proud of fathers that's standing in there and say, hey man, I gotta be in my kid's life.
It's turning around with African American fathers. As far as the entire country, all cultures, no matter what you are, the number is raising.
Yeah.
So it was about 19% in 2018, and now it's 23% as of 2022.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so it's hard for me to.
that's a lot. I think I read over 18 million kids.
It's hard for me to comment on the other races. I just say I pay attention to black fathers because of when I grew up, I didn't see a lot of my cousins didn't have fathers around, or if their fathers was around, they was in the street so much they didn't see them, or they worked so hard they didn't see them because they had to work hard to keep what they had.
Okay.
So that's my spiel on that one.
I feel you, Steve-O. What you think, man?
That's kind of, it's tough. I agree with what Smoke is saying, but it seems, not gonna say systemic, but is it more generational that it's a norm? Yeah. You know, that when the next generation comes up, that's what, you know, because you're always a product of your environment. When you see what you see, you kind of become part of that. Maybe you don't plan it, but you don't look at it as
I agree.
A fallout in any kind of way. Like, hey, that's just the way. That's just business as normal. No matter what community that it's in, and maybe it's in underserved communities, regardless of what the race is for that. But it's got to be extremely difficult for a single parent. I didn't come up in that either. I came up in a mother and father household. My father was my stepfather, but nevertheless, he was there for me. But his dynamic was from the old school, hey, I bring in the money. That is my contribution to this life. So my mother is essentially doing everything else. And that in itself is missing something in there.
Yeah.
So
because he wasn't as active as you would have wanted.
Right. His part of raising me is the support portion. You know, he's basically paying child support while he's living in the house, if you want to say it like that.
I mean, I'm bringing in the money.
Yeah, exactly. So the mother in that aspect becomes a single parent. So you take it to an actual single parent household. How does a mother stand a chance to have to work and raise children at the same time? That something's not going to be lost in that, right? Because the world's not going to take care of you for free.
Sauce.
You know, I get it. You can get government support in certain things, but there's still, you have to get out there and do that work. So you can't even split that care for your child. You know, some people are more fortunate than others. takes a village, you know, and if country folks, you know, you got more. You know, even when you're in a household that has a mother and father, you still got everybody else. You know, my wife is comes from that type of family, and I don't. So I've always been very envious of that. Like, hey, when one's not there, there's another one there to bring it up. You know, my wife always said her uncle's her daddy, her aunt's her mama. That's just the way it is. And Smoke said the same thing throughout the years that I've known him. Like, hey, you go back home on the not the block but the dirt road. Yes, sir. Hey, you ain't worried about your kids. Right. Everybody around you is your family, so they look out for each other. That's like that. So I think there's something to be said about that a mother does not stand as great of a chance as a household that has both parents in there. And then the ones that have both parents, if both parents aren't active with their kids besides the monetary portion, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring this up, man, to get a different perspective. I know, like I said, I come from a single parent home, and one of the things that I grew up with was always the attitude that I do not want to be like my father. And meaning not be like him as far as DNA or be like him as far as what he do or whatever. What it was is I do not want to be without my kids or not, you know, be their hands-on raising them. Love my kids to death, and that's just something I would not do. I want to move this over to Z. I'm gonna let Z go before Gamal, because I know Gamal itching to say something. Z-Ho, what you think of it?
I agree with both Smoke and Steve-O. My dad and my mom are together to this day. They're in the same household to this day.
Yeah, how long?
Man, at least for 60 years, 50 years.
Yeah. Hey, man, shout out to them.
Bro, I mean, they've been there. So, however, you know, my dad, just like Steve was just alluding to, he just worked. And I remember growing up, my mom said to him one time, why don't you talk to your sons? Because just like you were saying, that, you know, fathers are lacking. They're not in the homes. You can have a father there, but if he ain't, you know what I'm saying, talking to you, he's not instilling anything into you, teaching you things about life. He's just a figure, and he's just a body in the household. You know what I mean? And so I used to dislike my dad for that, man. Not being able to communicate. Now, of course, when I'm older, I mean, he's changed a whole lot. We talk all the time, and just like you, Chris, you said you would never want to be like that. I would never want to be like that, right? As it relates to not being able to put something in to my child that I've learned in my life,
right?
You know what I mean? Right. That's very important, man.
You got to put the energy in, man.
You let your sons go out here and learn about stuff that in life that they're gonna make bad decisions on. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
You there to get them the experience and the wisdom that you got.
Exactly.
Gamal.
Yeah.
You been itching, bruh. What's up, man?
I service the community.
I think they know what you are by now. You service the community. Okay.
I see different sides of it. You know what I mean? I do believe it takes a village. Sometimes your dad can be there but not be there. I'm a part of that, and sometimes it takes the mother to explain why that is the case. I believe as a unit, if the mother and the father come together and say what we're trying to do, raise kids, the father sometimes has to go out there and do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But it takes that explanation of why that's the case.
That's important.
If you don't have that explanation, you are searching for why it looks that way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes your dad has to get out there and grind. He can't tell you why he's grinding. It takes the mama to say, hey, your daddy is out there doing it for us. If you don't have that, right, you're there to wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I come from a situation where, like Steve, stepfather raised me. Times are different now. I would never let my kids know or not know me. I want them, as they grow older, they will come to their conclusion of why things are the way they are. I just wouldn't be absent.
And so being raised in that dynamic with a stepfather, do you feel that basically the biological father should put forth every effort to take care of his kids?
Circumstances are different. I mean,
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about today.
Absolutely.
a lot of times the father comes in different forms, like y'all said before. It could be an uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You do need both.
Yeah.
If it's just the mother by themselves, I don't think it comes out well.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because actually that's where my male influence came from, was from my uncles. All y'all know about my uncle Rockman, who passed away a few years ago. You all know about my uncle Cedric. Y'all met him. My uncle Sean, who still runs a business, runs a landscaping business, and my uncle Cedric, which he was heavy in our life, and my uncle Melvin, who really taught me everything. So I got the male lessons that I needed from all different sides, because the village came in when they saw that was missing in my personal household.
Yeah.
I just wish for these kids, man, to get that male influence, and so some of these numbers would go down or not exist. I mean, one of the numbers that stuck out to me was 63% of youth suicides come from kids with fatherless homes. Like, I mean, that should tell you something right there. They're missing that person in that life. And it's not to say that if you in a 2-parent home that you don't deal with mental issues or depression or anything like that. Yeah. It's just to say that there's something going on in those homes where the kid does not have his father in the home. What you think, Trev? I don't want to move away from this until you give your spiel. What's going on, bro?
I don't know. I just have a different opinion on the whole thing. I think that we focus too much on the people that's not there, more so than focusing on the people that's actually there, putting in the work. And those are gonna be the people who change the situation.
Amen.
It's gonna start with like the people at this table and on this podcast doing right by your kids, being in your kids' father's life. I think we should shift the camera to us, and instead of showing how the people that's not doing the job, how bad they're doing, why don't you focus on the people that's doing the job?
Yeah.
Uncles.
And I think the way you change that is start with your own kids.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the people that's doing bad with their kids.
Start
Focus on
in
yours.
home.
Yeah. So raise your young man the way you want them to be.
Well, actually, Chad, that's why I wanted to bring it up. Is especially knowing that all of you all are in your household with your kids. I wanted to bring it up to show that, hey, it's fathers out there that care about their kids and that do the job, and that really just want to do good by their lineage. What Smoke, you had something to say, bro? What's going on?
Man, I had heard something earlier this week about mental health, and is it weak that a man go get counseling? Is it weak that a man go get help? I've heard women say that it's weak that a man go get help, but not all women. It just was a statement that I heard a young lady say on like a little podcast, and she was just like, she was batting for men, like, why can't our men just get help just like we do? Go sit down with a counselor, go listen, tell their story of their life, and listen to somebody to tell them, oh, let's fix it, let's work on it.
You get help wherever you can.
With y'all guys, I got to say this here, man. Having a group of guys to bounce things off of, to talk to about things, gives us different perspectives on life, on how to approach things. So I think the group of guys I got around me, I think family members that's trying to open up their hearts and be like, man, talk about it, bro. Tell me what you got on your mind. So to all the young followers, all the young people out there, there's people that you could talk to, and don't be afraid to talk, and don't feel like you're less of a man if you need to talk to someone. And that's my spin on this situation.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, bro.
and I think that's one thing that all of us right here have been blessed with someone, not necessarily being a father figure, but us having uncles, us having stepdads,
Male figures.
yeah, someone that we can bounce. We've always been counseled or had counsel. Those who don't or decide to do that or do away with themselves is because they didn't have that counsel. So me being a community service member, I try to be that person that you can bounce things off of.
Same.
I think for those who are in education, I do believe that we need males or men in their life to be able to bounce things off of.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. Most of these divorces happen.
You want to throw the divorce in?
Yeah.
Here we go.
The absentee of male figures is because it's on the table.
Yeah.
I saw Montel Jordan say something the other day on a podcast. I can't remember. I would like to get a podcast out. Is because it's on the table. Divorce is on the table. That doesn't mean you have to be absent though.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
You can put forth every effort. Go ahead, Z.
I was just gonna pick back off in regards to therapy, man. Therapy is looked at in the black community, in my opinion, as something that is a no-no for some reason, man. It's like, as men, I think we feel like we are weak if we gotta open ourselves up to somebody or another man about our problems. Like, we look at it like, man, what can you tell me about my problem? What's going on here? Like,
I can handle my own.
It should be no judgment.
It should be no judgment. You know, it should be about, you know, you opening up and being helped, you know, with your issues, man. And I think therapy is good.
Yeah,
well, actually, that for me, that's what this group is about. Y'all my counselors
For sure.
I mean, y'all been there with me through all kind of
Everybody
ups and
don't
downs,
have
bro.
this. This
yeah,
is like
but if you look at this group, nobody came in like that. When you come in from the world with with your guard on, and then once you realize your company, then you relax, and then you open up, and then you're able to
got to be
get
that icebreaker. There's got to make
Yeah.
something that makes you want to talk. Because if we turn back the hands of time with this group, because we didn't always talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
It took us quite a bit of time. I would say out of the 5 years, it's the last couple of years that we see people open up about certain things. Because you're always skeptical about putting your stuff out there because you don't want to feel weak.
Yeah.
That you're saying certain things. And then we talk about counseling. That's great, but counseling costs money.
Yeah.
It ain't like it's part of your medical insurance that you just pay a little deductible. That's a separate cost right there.
Which I believe it actually should be.
But check
Yeah,
it.
I don't
We
dis- I
put
don't
money
disagree.
into the alcohol and the drugs.
I get that, but I'm
That's
just
what-
talking about as a person. You say counseling is available, this, that, and the other. It's just like if I don't have insurance, I'm not going to the doctor because I got to pay out of my pocket. If I don't have something to help me sustain it, because I don't know what the cost is to go to a counselor or anything like that. For family problems, because there's nothing out there that covers family counseling under your insurance. Even like with the VA, I can go see a shrink all day long and talk to him. But if you want to talk about my family dynamic, that's not involved in
You
that.
need to check because you work with the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they have something in y'all. Because I know Georgia Power have it for my wife now.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go get counseling, they'll pay for a certain amount of sessions.
For family counseling, not just yourself.
Yeah, for
Well,
yourself.
a lot of companies
That's-
are moving
what I'm
toward
talk-
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
for
I'm
sure.
talking about is
Yeah.
you, your spouse, your kids. All those dynamics, because it can go beyond yourself.
Family as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Family as
Yeah,
well.
but
I
one-
think you should check into.
One of the milestones that I think a lot of people, or at least my community, the black community, have is with men. They have a distrust with healthcare, with psychological evaluations or a shrink and things like that. So I think it's more so them not going. It's just more so a lack of trust.
Yeah.
And being open.
Well, I feel
to
like
do
that
it.
trust a lot is on the medical side. I feel like,
And mental too, man. It used to be a going thing. Oh, you going to a shrink? What's
yeah,
wrong
exactly.
with you?
but I
Exactly.
yeah.
It's like a stigma.
Okay, I
Tough
feel
guy.
like that too.
Tough guy syndrome.
I feel like it's a lot of folks that have been going to talk to counselors these days. I feel like it became a trend.
It's much more popular
in the
now.
black community at one time.
I think it's a trend, not just community based, but that's the thing of today. A mental thing. That's why I think they are adding it. I advise you to check too. I definitely think that they are adding the
in
mental part.
Everybody listening, man, check with your job, see if they add, some counseling or a psychologist or a psychiatrist or whatever to your insurance, and see if they offer that at your job.
Use it,
man. By the way, man, make sure you like and subscribe to the page.
Yes, sir.
Man, we trying to keep this thing going, man. We're enjoying it. Something to Smoke 2 podcast, man. I know that was a little off the path. It was a little heavy, but we're not here to shoot the shit, man. We here to give you a good time, but we also want to address real issues in the community.
That's that real talk.
Yeah, man. Hey, we want to give you. I told you we give you cigar talk, sports talk, and real talk.
Yes,
so sometime we're gonna go there, man. And one of the things we dealing with as Americans. Is our president, man. He be tripping sometimes.
Hold on,
man.
let me grab another drink for you.
Why you want another drink when I bring up the president, bro? I'm not against the Democrats or Republicans. I don't care what you are, but Biden, he's getting real forgetful when he get on the stage, man. I think he had a event with Martin Luther King's family earlier this week where he was singing happy birthday to one of the family members and totally forgot her name. And there's been other. How do you forget somebody's name singing happy birthday? That's one of the things you should know.
He's old.
By the end of the song. But and he's got on the stage and forgot some other things while he's giving his speeches or whatever. But what I want to know from the group, do y'all think that this father, President Biden, should run again?
I don't think any forefathers should be running for
He up there with Bernie Sanders.
Called him a forefather. Oh my God.
I say this, man. This man is 80 years old.
Yeah, he up there. 4
more years as president.
He ain't gonna make it.
I don't.
He gonna make it, man. But
Man,
will he know what's going on, or will he care what's going on?
He in his early 1000s, man. We ain't got time for that, man. We need
him and Eddie went to high school together.
Man. Biden. I ain't trying to say, hey, man, it's time to give it up, bro.
my personal opinion, and I hope don't nobody get offended, but my personal opinion is that we need a younger candidate for the Democratic Party. Yeah. But
thank God he's only a figurehead, so all we gotta do is listen to it, because we all know the president don't run everything. They can cause havoc, so we're lucky from that. But we went from, in my opinion, the most horrible representation that you can have. I don't disagree with people who say we didn't vote for, we voted against. I don't deny that in there, because he doesn't exactly have a great past either. So it says a lot on why he's in there. But at this point, I have to agree with you, Chris. You need somebody a little more young, they can be, their maturity level can be there, but
I'm not asking for super young. They ain't got to be 35, even though most of the country is average of 35 years old. But they can be, 60s, 50s. I don't care, but I want you to be physically fit for the job and mentally fit for the job.
Me personally, I think maturity comes with age. Wisdom comes with age. He's made some mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that he's trying to rectify some of the mistakes that he's had. Therefore, if he were to go for the next 4 years, I wouldn't mind it, because he has learned from his mistakes.
So you for it?
I
want another candidate. You good with it?
I believe he's learned from his mistakes. Is he going to
remember his mistakes?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I understand you want to fix what you did in the past, with mass incarceration and all these other things we can name out. But are you gonna remember to do that? Like, yeah, that's all, man. I want my president to be physically fit and mentally fit. What you thinking, Z?
No comment.
No comment. Wait a minute, brother. This is a podcast. I need you to elaborate.
This ain't the no comment session.
Yeah, you got to give us a little
I'm
something.
gonna move it to Chad because I know he got an opinion.
I totally agree with everybody, man. I mean, you know, I feel like he's just like with all the presidents. I feel like they're just a body to fill a seat a lot of times. But I feel like we went from dumb.
Yeah, but he's also the representation of the country now.
Yeah, and we went from dumb to dumber.
Oh shit!
Don't say that.
We went from dumber to dumb. I think we went up a little bit.
We went a little bit.
Yeah, the ceiling rose up
yeah.
just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little
At
bit.
least from a toxicity level and
Yeah.
we definitely
It probably
took a step
rose
up.
up from a moral standpoint, but
Yeah.
you know,
Most definitely. But yeah.
you know, the man is 80 years old,
So,
man.
yes, sir.
What you thinking,
That
Trav?
says a lot.
I don't know, man. I think this is what everybody voted for without all of the campaigning hype and fluff. This is what you're really getting, and I think a lot of people are going to take that into account when they go to the polls next time.
Right.
So,
Aren't all campaigns a hype session anyways?
yeah. I
How
mean,
many of them are following through?
I mean, after that first year, you know what I'm saying, the newness is off. You're really looking at the candidate. You're really looking at, well, the president. And you're really looking at what they're doing, what their agenda is, what they're pushing. I'm a big 2A person, you know, and I don't like where he's going with some of these things with the ATF and these pistol braces. You know, when we got way bigger issues to be pushing than messing with pistol braces and lowers and all of that. So I just don't like the agenda. It's bigger fish on the table that we can work on and tackle.
Shootings.
Is that him though?
Yeah.
Is that Biden that's pushing that though?
Yeah, more so pushing the agenda of the ATF, trying to regulate more things that have nothing really to do with the crime.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
traditionally, Americans are not fond of you trying to mess with our guns because we have the right, as far as what is the Second Amendment, to bear arms. So you know,
certain communities, you call the police, they don't show up as fast, so you need something to protect yourself.
That's right.
hey man, you gotta.
But we gotta do something. We gotta
tough.
do. We gotta do better.
He
We
went
gotta
there.
do better about these shootings in the schools, though, man.
We do, but at the same time,
public
what do you
places
do?
too. So what happened downtown this weekend?
Wow. Yeah,
What
those
happened
protests.
downtown, bro?
You talking about the
The
protests? that went
protest.
left?
One of the police got shot and he wound up killing somebody, and then
oh wow,
last night, man, they protested real hard. They had a little riot out there.
And
If you had to give that to a party or assign that to a party, what party do you think that would be?
See, my thing is, I don't like assigning things to a party. That's like saying we don't have a problem in America. We have a problem.
yeah, we got a unified problem.
We got a unified problem. So, like Travis is saying, there's bigger fish on the table than talking about a holster or talk about a lower. We got to talk about the elephant in the room.
But I think it's assigned to a party. When we talk about
why do you
guns,
believe that?
Me personally, I think it's the Republican Party that is more for gun rights, whereas
Traditionally,
when you talk about left and the right, I think more the left is against guns or defending yourself or standing your ground. They're more against guns. If we didn't have guns, there'd be less crime. I don't believe that. Because I believe a criminal doesn't care about the law.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I believe the Republican Party is more towards, or the right is more towards, right to bear arms.
Well, see, what I'm going to is basically, if he's against guns because of the Democratic Party, or he's trying to regulate our guns, I just want him to remember what he's against and for. I want him to actually know what he's talking about, so he can express that.
I don't believe Biden is
eloquently.
more towards the domestic. He's more imports. He's more of the foreign policy, whereas this is going to touch a couple of people, but I believe that me personally, I think Trump was more towards the domestic.
it was for us.
Make America great again. He is a marketing person. Yeah. He saw that it won. He saw that he was touching some people. Let me push it. And when he says that the media kind of turned it, he rolled with it. He was really trying to bring more jobs home. More factories here than.
But a lot of people would say he was doing a lot more than that. That part is good, but he was also dividing the country a lot. As far as racial lines, as far as religious lines and things like that.
I believe he knew what
will get the win.
Yeah.
He played for the win.
Yeah.
He played for the win, but I want Biden to be able to win.
But we all know that and I'm sorry, I would say this here. We all know that the Democratic Party has always been about fear tactic. So they push fear.
What do you mean?
Everything is fear.
Actually, both sides push fear.
Fear.
They just push them in different agendas.
I agree.
Different agendas. Yeah. So it's about pushing fear amongst the people. Like it's to make me and you, my neighbor and everybody to not want to deal with each other.
But Trump push fear too, though.
Like we was talking about with the village and raising people. They don't want people to be on the same platform to have one mind. They want people to be distraught and depend upon them to give them the way to live.
And I believe Trump knew that.
Does anybody push more fear than the media?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, right now they played.
That's what media is.
The media played the clip of him forgetting this lady's name during Happy Birthday, and so now we wondering if he
find that negative.
If he remembers,
they gonna talk about all the positive
negativity
things
sells, right?
Yeah, negativity is gonna sell because the thing is to keep you like fearful. And that this might happen.
And this is why you need to go this direction, because this is gonna happen. That's the media.
Yeah. The media did deliver the information that he's forgetting things on the stand. That's all, man. Something to Smoke To podcast, man. We're gonna keep it going, man. I'm gonna bring a topic up that piggyback off to this, man. Off the father thing, we found America, basically somebody found another father that was missing for like 26 years, and this ain't on the topic, so y'all don't know what I'm finna say.
Right.
But if y'all ever watched The Tiger King on Netflix, Carol Baskin's supposed dead husband, Don Lewis, was found in, of all places, Costa Rica after 26 years. Now, if y'all watched the first 2 episodes, y'all know we going to Costa Rica in May, man. But Mr. Don Lewis was found in Costa Rica after 26 years. And if y'all remember the story, the kids thought Carol killed him and fed him to the tigers.
That's right.
So
when we go to Costa, we coming back home.
Hey man, we try to bring Don back with us, man. Tell him, hey, it's okay in America, man. Carol ain't gonna mess with you, man. It's on the Smoke To podcast, but I do wonder why do y'all think he dipped like that for 26 years? Like, was she that bad?
Hey man had to clear up his money, man. He want to pay taxes to the damn government.
Not getting that therapy, not getting that therapy, and that stress and the pressures of life got to him, man. He's like, man, I got to get out of America get out of the U.S.
Hey man, he definitely got
Tupac out. Tupac doing the same thing. I just want to let y'all know that.
Elvis too,
right? You say Tupac doing it all.
Shoot, all of them over there in Costa Rica,
right?
So the Smoke To podcast, man. They say Tupac over there too, man. Hey, man. With that note, we're gonna sign off before the conspiracy theories get too deep, man. I think we went down. So on the Smoke To podcast, man, we signing off. We had a good time, man. Shout out to Z, shout out to Gamal, man. Make sure y'all look for Zarek Williams on Facebook and Instagram, man. Our brother doing his acting thing, man. Follow him. We getting it in, man. Something to Smoke To podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page, man. I enjoyed it, y'all.
Yes.
Likewise.
We out.
Peace.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.